Hey, what's going on, fellas? How you doing, man? Antonelli here. Answering a couple of questions for you guys that you guys have sent in on Twitter and Instagram and YouTube. Today's question is, what is travel like in the minor leagues and the major leagues? Actually, two separate questions I'm just going to combine today and just talk about travel in general in pro ball. I think most people would be surprised when they hear kind of the way travel works. Let's start off with this. Just like with food, just like with everything, really. The lower you get in the minor leagues, typically the worse travel is. Not always, but typically. So I'll give you a rundown. Again, I've played with 5 different professional organizations, played at every level of the minor leagues, basically from the very bottom all the way up to the major leagues. So I have experience at all levels. Let's talk about my first year. I get drafted, get sent to short season A-ball, playing in Eugene, Oregon. First bus trip is to Boise, Idaho. I don't know, it was like 8 to 10 hours. You're not on the greatest bus in the world. So I just come out of Wake Forest where we travel. You know, we travel on really nice buses, or we flew if we had to. We get to the minor leagues and the buses are not always the best. Sometimes you're gonna have AC not working, you're gonna break down. We broke down plenty of times. But that first trip was to Boise, Idaho. It was like an 8 to 10 hour ride probably. Kind of a shocker because you don't expect that at first. One of our first trips that year was to Vancouver, Canada. We played up there. On the bus ride back, bus breaks down like 30 minutes into our ride. Breaks down, it's late at night, we just finished the game. We couldn't get anyone out to help fix the bus. So we sat there until the morning. We probably sat until, I don't know, 6 or 7 a.m. Just sitting on the bus. Guys tried to sleep, but it's difficult. You got 35 guys on these little old buses. So guys didn't really sleep at all. They come, they fix the bus in the morning. We get back on the road. We drive all the way down. You know, in total, we were probably on the bus for, I don't know, 15 hours maybe. We show up that night. We had a game that night. We literally showed up. They didn't cancel the game. We showed up. We got off the bus. We walked in the clubhouse. They had ordered pizza. I ate like 2 slices of pizza quick, got on the field, and we started the next game. And like guys couldn't see straight. It was just imagine sitting on a bus for like 12 to 15 hours straight, not sleeping at all, getting off the bus and going right in and playing a professional baseball game. So that gives you a little idea of what travel's like at certain levels. Again, depending on the league, as you move up, my next level was Lake Elsinore, California. I was in the California League in High A, or I spent a little bit of time in Low A, but only about a couple of weeks, so didn't travel much. High A, all bus trips. Again, not terrible. There'd be a lot of 4, 5, 6, 7 hour bus trips. But you almost learn in the low minors. You learn, actually not just the low minors, at all levels of the minor leagues. You learn how to play basically in all conditions. Tired, sick, anything. You just kind of learn how to do it. You're going day after day after day. And when you first get into it, your first year or so, you almost feel like you're just in a fog because you're exhausted. You've never played as many games in your life. Sometimes you're playing on no sleep. A lot of times you finish a game. So you'd finish a game at say 10 p.m. You'd eat, you get on the bus, you drive all through the night, right? You get home like super early. You go and try to sleep for like 2 or 3 hours, and then you have to go right back to the field and play again. You do that for 3 or 4 games, and sometimes you have to jump right back on a bus after that game. You do it to the next city. And so, they really, really beat the crap out of you in the low minors. It's really, really difficult. But, again, it's something you just kind of learn. When you first do it, you're like, I don't know how I'm going to get through it. But after a while, you just adapt and it becomes easier. But it's definitely, I don't think it's anything what people think it's like. Double A was, I was in San Antonio, Texas, in the Texas League. All bus trips again, so very similar. You'd have some trips would be a little bit longer. AAA was the first level I got to in the Pacific Coast League, where it was all flights. And you might think, oh, that's awesome, you get to fly finally. I'd rather bus. So the Pacific Coast League was, you play a game, you'd finish, let's say a 10 p.m. game, you go eat, you finally get home. Usually you're used to going to bed at like 1 in the morning because it takes a while to wind down after a game. You'd have to wake up a lot of times at 4 a.m. to get the bus to get to the airport because you'd have a 5:30 flight out. You have to take the first flight out. So you get no sleep, get on the plane. Usually you'd never fly direct. So you'd fly to like Vegas, get off the plane, get onto another plane, fly to, I don't know, Oklahoma City or New Orleans or Albuquerque, or, you know, one thing about that league is the teams are everywhere. So you finally get there, you get off the bus, or you get off the plane, you get on a bus, you go play after having no sleep. You know, you play like 3-4 games, usually 4 games, and you do the same thing. You go to bed, get a couple hours sleep, you get on a plane, connecting flight over to this place, play. Again, there'd be games where you'd get to, and you know, I'd feel like it'd be really hard to like you feel so tired, you've been in the air forever, you don't know what city you're in, and you've got to get out there and you got to play, because you take an 0 for 4 for a couple of games in a row and your average drops 20 points like that. So really learning how to play with lack of sleep and lack of everything. Major leagues, well, let me back up a second. International League is the other AAA league, and that league was a little bit better, so more bus trips. The thing that was good about bus trips in that league, depending on the team, is we got sleeper buses. So, you know, you'd bus through the night, but you'd have a sleeper bus, which is basically every guy would have his own bed, and so you could sleep. And so that was probably my favorite, because you got sleep. You didn't have to wake up super, super early to take flights. I'm not a huge fan of flying anyway. I always just felt, I don't know what it was, I felt more tired. I didn't feel good after flying all day and then having to play that night. I just never felt good about it. So I kind of like the sleeper buses. You get to the major leagues, totally different. Major league travel is awesome. So you finish a game in the major leagues. Oh, and let me back up. When you fly in the minor leagues, it's, you know, you're flying commercial. You're flying regular flights, flying with normal people. So you got to check in every time. You got to go through everything. You got to wait in line. You know, that's how you fly in the minor leagues. In the major leagues, game ends, get on the bus, drive to the airport. You pull up right next to the plane. You get off the bus. You get right on the plane. The planes are just your team, right? They're chartered planes. You get on the plane. You usually have like first class seats. They're nice and big. You get on there. You fly direct right into the city you're playing. You know, you're going to get in late sometimes still. You're going to get in, say you finish a game at 10, you fly across the country or something. You may get in at 3, 4 in the morning, but at least then you can go to sleep. You can sleep throughout the day, wake up in the afternoon and go down and play. So that's the best part about it, is you fly right after the game. You don't have to wake up super early and get on planes and do connecting flights and all that stuff. So much better travel in the major leagues. The other difference about major league travel is on the road, you're going to take taxis to games a lot. So, you know, you're staying in LA or something, you know, you want to go to the game, call a taxi. I don't know, maybe nowadays they call Ubers. They probably call Ubers now. When I was playing there, I don't think there were Uber wasn't around, so you take taxis. When you're in the minor leagues and you're traveling and you're on the road, you're going to take a bus. So the team, it's like, you know, 2 o'clock bus leaves at 2 o'clock for early work and 3 o'clock for position players and blah, blah, blah. You just jump on the bus. On the road, in the major leagues, jump in a taxi, shoot. So everybody's traveling, you know, 3, 4 guys in a taxi. Sometimes you take it yourself to and from games on the road, which is a little bit different. So hopefully that gives you guys a little bit of insight into what the travel is like. Let me know in the comment section below if that's what you expected, if you guys already knew that, or if that is totally unexpected and you had no idea. So please let me know if you have any more questions. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, share with all your friends. Give us a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. Also, check out our Instagram page, Antonelli Baseball, and our Twitter feed, Antonelli9. We're posting videos all the time for you guys. Check out the description box below, where I put links to books I've been reading recently, and also training tools that I think you guys will find helpful and useful. Check out the website, AntonelliBaseball.com. Learn more about our teams and also how you can work with us. And that's all I got for you guys. Thank you again for your questions. Hopefully this helps you guys out. And good luck with your seasons. We'll talk to you later.